Hey y'all, I just figured out the entire plot for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now this is gonna be substantiated by all the leaks we've gotten, all the set photos, and all the things that have been officially confirmed by either Hollywood Trades or Kevin Feige, and I think I have enough of the pieces to put the puzzle together and tell you what the entire movie is going to be. Now let's get into it. We're gonna open in this movie very similarly to Fantastic Four First Steps. We're gonna see this opening montage of Spider-Man fighting some of his street level villains. Now these villains will include Scorpion, played again by Michael Mando. He has just posted a photo on Instagram confirming that he's returning. You can see that little scorpion tattoo on his neck, and by the time the movie is out, it will have been 9 years since we last saw the dude, so it feels really great to have him back. Spider-Man is also going to be fighting Boomerang and Tarantula, and I'm gonna tell you how I know that. Feige a few days ago did a massive interview with Variety where he confirmed a bunch of stuff about a bunch of movies and the future of the MCU. There, he said that Destin Daniel Cretton, the director of Spider-Man 4, has 8 or 9 comic book covers up on his wall that he's trying to recreate. Now, a day after that, Destin's assistant made a post on Instagram, which she later deleted because Feige, I'm pretty sure, was holding a sniper against her head, and in that photo, we saw 2 of these comic covers that Destin is trying to bring to life, and in those covers we can see the villains Tarantula and Boomerang prominently featured, which confirms that they're gonna be in the movie. Now this is also cross-checked by this dude that went to a Disney Expo a few months ago, and he said that Scorpion, Boomerang, Tarantula, and Tombstone are gonna be in the movie. Now, that 3 out of the 4 he said are gonna be in the movie have been confirmed in one way or another, so I'ma trust him and say that Tombstone is also going to be in the movie, just trying to be the kingpin because Wilson Fisk is now mayor and someone's got around the crime families, and we saw in Daredevil Born Again that Vanessa Fisk ain't doing a good job with that. So Tombstone might come in and try to be the new kingpin, and that's how Spider-Man is going to start. He's going to be fighting these villains. It's going to be a big action set piece, and I think it would be a banger way to open the movie. After we open with that bang, we're going to quiet down a little bit and follow Peter working at Feast. There we're gonna meet Martin Lee, who is going to be Peter's mentor and a pseudo father figure. Now that Tony is gone and he ain't got Aunt May, he's gonna look for these authority figures around, and he's gonna gravitate towards Martin Lee, this dude who came up from nothing, became a famous businessman, made a bunch of money, and started this organization called Feast that May used to work for, and now that he works for that helps people, so he's really gonna look up to him. In Feast, we're also going to meet Rio Morales, the mother of Miles Morales, and she's going to be played by the Bear-famed actress Lisa Colonzas. And if you remember, it was confirmed in Homecoming that Miles Morales is MCU canon because Aaron Davis talks about a nephew that lived there, and it's definitely Miles. Maybe he was a little kid then, and by the end of Secret Wars he's gonna be a teenager and get his spider powers, and after Secret Wars, maybe in Spider-Man 5 or 6, we're gonna see Miles. But for this movie, we're just gonna see Rio, and she is going to be the pseudo Aunt May for Peter. Mr. Negative is going to be taking the place of Tony as the father figure, and Rio Morales will be taking over the mother figure role after the passing of Aunt May, because she's gonna take pity on this kid that ain't got no parents. His aunt just passed. He a few years ago went through the deaths of his uncle, and he's this kid that's got no friends, is going to college, putting himself through that by working as a photographer for the Daily Bugle, and that he is putting in his extra time into Feast trying to help people because she's gonna think this is a good kid, he ain't got no one, let me take care of him, and that's how that relationship is gonna start, and I think that could be something really wholesome. Now after this quiet moment, we're gonna go back onto the streets and we're gonna see this chase between an armored truck belonging to the Demon's Head, that's Mr. Negative's gang, and the NYPD. Spider-Man is gonna swing in and try to stop this armored truck from destroying all of downtown New York, and there he's gonna run into the Punisher. And I think how the Punisher is gonna be introduced in the scene is very interesting. If you remember, Punisher's first comic book appearance was in a Spider-Man comic with this cover that looks amazing with Punisher standing on a roof with Spider-Man in his scope. I think Punisher is gonna be casing the joint, and in his scopes he's gonna see the Spiderling swing in and try to stop these dudes, and they're gonna get into a fight because Punisher wants to all of these bad guys, and Peter ain't having none of that because he don't want to kill people. And we're gonna see a similar argument that we've seen in Daredevil between Frank and Matt. And I think we're gonna get a slight rehash of that conversation about how Spider-Man don't want to kill these people. So Spider-Man is gonna convince Punisher and they're gonna take down the truck and they're gonna team up for any future things that come up. After that, we're gonna go and have another quiet moment. We're gonna follow Peter into his college life. Now, he ain't going to MIT like his friends, because after that memory spell, all records of this kid have been wiped from everyone on Earth, and he took the GEDs. He's gonna be going to probably a shitty community college. However, it's gonna happen. Peter is gonna run into Gwen Stacy, played by Sadie Sink. She's the most talented of that cast of kids from Stranger Things, and I think she would make a really good Gwen Stacy. Now, all of y'all who have been gawking that she's gonna be playing Jean Grey or Mary Jane just because she has red hair. No! Just because she has red hair doesn't mean she has to play a character that also has red hair. Might I remind you, Emma Stone, who played Gwen Stacy, has natural red hair and wore a wig for the movie. Same with Bryce Dallas Howard, also played Gwen Stacy, also a natural redhead. Wigs and hair dye exist in this world, but my god, she is going to be a perfect Gwen Stacy because the character is described in an official description as free-spirited and strong, which describes both Sadie Sink and the type of characters she plays, and also Gwen Stacy. So they're gonna be close. Gwen is gonna be challenging Peter intellectually and emotionally, helping him get through all of these traumatic things that he's been pushing down just to be Spider-Man full-time and Peter Parker part-time. And she's gonna remind him that being Peter Parker full-time ain't the worst thing in the world. They're gonna get close, but Peter will not be able to commit to her because he is still in love with Mary Jane, and that's where the romantic drama in this movie is going to come from. And I think Gwen Stacy would be a very important part of figuring out that Martin Lee is secretly Mr. Negative, the big boss Tombstone answers to. Then we're going to see and hear throughout the movie that the Hulk is wanted, because after the events of Brave New World, where the president turned into a freaking Red Hulk and tore apart the White House and a lot of DC, they're also going to start hating on Hulks again, and the government and Mr. Negative will put out a hit on the Hulk, and Punisher is going to be one of those hitmen that will be hunting the Hulk. Now, Mr. Negative is going to fuck with Hulk's mind, make him mad again, and make a return of the Savage Hulk. This is going to essentially erase Professor Hulk and make Hulk a rampaging monster again, and Frank is gonna come in and try to, take him out, maybe do some damage, slow him down for the DODC to capture him. Spider-Man's gonna come in, try to talk him out of it, because, Spider-Man and Hulk are friends, and I think this is where we're going to get that famous comic moment after One More Day, where Mephisto erases Peter from everyone's memory, but Hulk still remembers, and Savage Hulk will remember that Spider-Man is Peter. This will help him calm down, and the entire situation is gonna de-escalate after a huge fight scene between the Hulk, the Punisher, and Spider-Man, and it's gonna be epic. After that, Spider-Man is going to slowly start to uncover what's been happening. He's gonna figure out that Tombstone put out this hit on Spider-Man just by following the orders of Mr. Negative, who has it out for Spider-Man. And Mr. Negative, in the Spider-Man games, his origin is tied to Norman Osborn. I think in the MCU they should be tied to Bruce Banner or the Hulk. Maybe one of those dudes had an accident where Martin Lee's parents died and he got his weird demon negative powers, and that could be the grudge that he has against the Hulk. That's why he's gonna be putting out a hit against Hulk and going to use that mindless rampage in downtown New York as his justification for trying to take out this monster. And he's gonna be putting out a hit on Spider-Man because Spider-Man is getting in the way of his demon's head doing their crime stuff, which gets him all his money. So all of that is gonna come to a head. The Punisher and the Hulk are going to be conveniently written out of the movie, and the final fight is going to be a big emotional fight between Mr. Negative and Peter, because here's this dude that he really respected for, coming up from nothing, but turns out he was just a criminal. He thought that he was a stand-up guy helping the community, but again turns out to be a criminal, and this is going to really betray Peter's trust, and that's why they're gonna fight, and it's going to be epic. After that, Spider-Man is gonna win, and then he's going to complete his arc and finally be his own person. He will realize that he does not need the approval of other male authority figures around him, and that he has self-worth as a hero, and that he is his own man, and complete his arc and be this really self-sufficient hero. But we're still gonna have conflict at the end of the movie, because Gwen is still gonna have feelings for Peter, and Peter will still have feelings for Gwen, but he won't act on it because he is still in love with Mary Jane. Now, I want Mary Jane to make a cameo in the movie, but their relation should not be repaired until after Secret Wars, because other than that, we would not have any stakes in the MCU, because everything can get undone in a movie. I don't want that to happen. So I want this tension between him and Gwen Stacy, and after Secret Wars, after Spider-Man 4, maybe 5, we're gonna finally see them get back together, and it's gonna feel that much better. Now, the post-credits scene is going to be Spider-Man joining up with the new Avengers, aka Bucky's team, and the Fantastic Four that just arrived in the 616, and he's gonna be part of that battle to go and fight Doom in Secret Wars and Doomsday. Now, let me know what you think about this plot prediction. Let me know what I get wrong after the movie comes out, and put down your own theories in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe for more nerd content like this, and hope you have an amazing day.